So welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City. In this part, we will be completing a few different things, and to start off with familiar things, in that we have the shooting range challenge being in the spotlight once again. And the reason for it is because the first time around when I shown off the shooting range challenge, I actually didn't get the 45 points or more that is required from you in order to get your percentage points for 100%, as well as the ability of having a quick reload, which is super awesome. It's something that comes in handy a lot more than you would think, and, well, I fouled up the first time around and didn't get any of those rewards until now, so shame on me for only getting 42 points when I shown off doing that activity. So thankfully I've cleared that up, and now we can move on to what I wanted to show off, because I didn't initially plan on showing off the shooting range challenge again, but, you know, I realized, oh, I'm missing that percentage point I'm always talking about and stuff, so yeah, thankfully I caught that. But either way, we've moved on now to the purchasable safe houses across Vice City, with there being 5 located on Vice City East and 2 on Vice City West. Now, the grand total for purchasing all of these different safe houses is $41,500, which really isn't that expensive. It makes a decent dent into our savings up there, but you could definitely purchase a good chunk of these fairly early on in the game, especially if you're doing side activities and whatnot. So it's super nice having these save points pop up across the map, and then of course you have some of these safe houses coming with garages so you can store vehicles and whatnot, so it's very awesome stuff. Now, in terms of the interactions that you can have with these safe houses, well, you can take them out on nice dinner dates to Denny's, maybe show them around town, maybe play some bowling, go to a bar, have a few drinks. Well, you can't do any of that type of stuff, but there's really not a whole lot of depth to these safe houses besides just picking up save points that are usually located on, like, the porch of some of these safe houses, and then of course the garages are things you can interact with, but it's like there's no interiors to any of these safe houses except for one of them, and it's like hardly an interior because sure, it is on a technical level, but it's like the safe house is just this dainty shack that's made up of scrap metal that you'd see in Fallout or something. I mean, it seriously does look like something you'd see in Fallout, which is kind of cool in that regard, but this safe house right here, the Hyman condo, is just phenomenal on multiple levels. First off, on the ground level, you have enough garages to store 8 different kinds of cars and bikes, or a combination of the two if you want, and then you can go onto the rooftop and then pick up those weapons that you receive by collecting the hidden packages. And then there's also a helipad up there that has a Maverick spawn for it, and I do have my gripes with the helicopter, but it still is a fantastic way of getting from point A to point B, especially if that distance is a fairly long distance. And then, to top it all off, the word Hyman reminds me of the name Haim, which Haim is a fantastic band that features 3 women who can play their instruments phenomenally and just make some fantastic songs. I mean, there's some harmonies in their songs that, oh man, it just tickles the eardrums in the most satisfying way. It's like Emma Watson reading to you. But anyways, that concludes our business involving things required for 100% outside of the main storyline missions, which will resume in the next part. But before concluding this part, I want to show off a few more things that are not required for 100%, but are just things I find interesting. This first thing being the Good Citizen bonus, which is a new feature in this game. And what it is a fairly common occurrence in which you have a criminal, which is a white or black dude in a leather jacket with these very intimidating looking gloves that just start running away from cops. I mean, you just see it on the streets randomly, and you can chase after the guy running away from the cop, and you can punch him and get $50 for it. So yeah, that's that. But something else that I was kind of trying to do before seeing that criminal run away from the cop is that I was waiting for a bus to spawn, and it's completely random as to whether or not it spawns. It actually doesn't matter if you're waiting by a bus stop or not. That doesn't change anything in terms of the spawn rates, so it's completely random, and it's actually a rare spawn that you'll see a bus on the streets. But once you have a bus, you can leave it parked, and now I'm laughing at those criminals and that cop harassing that lady here, but It's like, you can see Tommy's head by the staircase there, but you can leave the bus parked by one of these bus stops, and pedestrians will actually get inside and give you $5. So that's all there is to it. It's not like the taxi mission or anything. You don't have to take them anywhere. They just get in and give you money. So it's like you can leave your game on if you want, like if you have to take like a mad dump or something, like you had a lot of Taco Bell, or maybe you're going out to work, going to school, going to bed or something. You can just leave your console on and leave yourself parked in a safe area next to a bus stop, and you can rack up a decent amount of cash over that extended amount of time there. So the last thing I'd like to show off in this part are the different clothing options that Tommy has available to him in this game, because clothing is a new feature, or at least, well, I shouldn't say it like that. The ability of changing your clothes is a new feature. You know, it's not like Claude was a nudist in Grand Theft Auto 3. He wasn't like that one particular caller on Chatterbox bragging about nudity and how great it is and all that, but which is hilarious in itself. But it's like Claude had apparently been wearing the same clothes since his days in San Andreas, so for like a 9-year span, he never changed his clothes. So maybe there's some other reasons as to why Catalina dumped him, but anyways, though, so you have this new ability here of changing clothes, and there are some really awesome clothes in this game. The default outfit is classic, you know, the blue Hawaiian t-shirt, and then you have the different suits, the soiree outfit, the Mr. Versetti suit, which is just so awesome. I love that suit so much. It's just so cool looking, and it's very 80s, based off of films and television shows I've seen since I wasn't alive at the time, so I couldn't tell you anything about it firsthand anyways. So yeah, it's very awesome stuff. But then you have a lot of these like niche and very situational outfits that you really only wear once in the game, and this being one of them, both the golf outfit and then these overalls, which, yeah, I think can lead to some pretty funny cutscenes, like making the final mission very anticlimactic by wearing overalls or something would be kind of funny. But also like the anti-pull A missions where she has her legs spread so you're already laughing anyways, and then you just add some dude kind of high and out of it wearing overalls with her, so you know, it leads to hilarity. But anyways, the last thing I want to talk about in this part is the Havana outfit, because there's like this super weird glitch that surrounds the outfit, and that glitch is that after completing the mission 2-bit hit for Avery Carrington, and then completing one of these 3 different missions, Copland, No Escape, or The Job, Haitians start beating you up. Well, no, that's not it. But after completing one of those 3 different missions, after completing 2-bit hit, then the Havana outfit gets moved behind an invisible wall where you would normally pick it up. So you can't pick it up under normal circumstances. You have to do a bit of fancy footwork in order to work your way on over behind that invisible wall. So I'll show off the shop and where it is normally located, and then I'll show off the trick that you can use to get behind that invisible wall. So there's this little shop here in Little Havana, and you're going to walk inside here, and you're going to notice that there's no walls blocking us off, but we're still getting blocked off by something invisible there. So, you know, it's like, what the hell is going on here? So you can try jumping all around the place and all that, but it just does not work. So the way of getting around this is to use a PCJ or a freeway, and then exploding one of these 2 bikes while the bike is inside of the shop. So that way you can use this bike that's now exploded, you can use the carcass of it to kind of manipulate and use it kind of like a ramp or a staircase in a way, you know, to elevate Tommy, because the little space inside the shop is very small, so the game's going to try to like force you outside of the shop because that bike is in there. So it's like there's too much going on in that tiny space. So if you can kind of jump your way on top of the bike, the game will actually put you at a higher elevation above the invisible walls. So that makes it to where you can just make a normal jump. You know, you don't want to move forward and jump, you just want to jump from a stationary position into the direction of the Havana outfit, and you can grab the Havana outfit this way by, you know, jumping over the invisible wall pretty much. So yeah, that's a very, very finicky thing to kind of work with, but it works quite well if you're just that big of a fan of the Havana outfit, I guess. But Anyways, shoutouts to Blue Hell there, which is what Tommy was falling through before he, I guess, landed back on the ground there, and I'll do it again just to show it off as we conclude this part, a fun little part. But boy, let me tell you, I'm going to be having a lot more fun doing the main storyline missions. I'm looking forward to it, and we will resume the main storyline missions by beginning the Printworks asset mission strand, which starts off with a mission called Spilling the Beans. So until then, I will see you next time.